Hi, welcome to Foreigner in the Philippines. Well, we had a trip to the BIR today, which is the Bureau of Internal Revenue, and I don't have great memories of this when I was in America. In fact, I remember making a call when I was trying to get payments on a bill that I had, and when I got through, the music that they decided to play for me was da 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 da. Da 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 da, and you'll all know that doesn't sound good. So, our trip to Tagbilaran, we decided that we would have to go up there because what?
Yeah, because Ariel, my nephew, is one of the board members in our non-stock, non-profit incorporations, and he has no job yet because he just passed the board exam as a teacher, and he's applying now as a fireman, but still in process. So now we already researched and asked Jam, who is a director in Village of Hope, if Ariel can get a TIN number as a tax identification number, even though he has no job yet. Right, so Jam says that yes, I get my TIN when I was 18 years old. So I said to Ariel, go there in Tagbilaran, bring your birth certificate and your valid ID to show to them. So Ariel went there this morning, and then by around 9:30, he messaged that it needs an endorsement from the chairman, right?
Right, so what we did was we gave that endorsement. We wrote out to whom it may concern. Ariel Torres is there, and so on. And please help him, assist him to get his TIN number. A TIN number it's required in order for him to register as a board member of our non-profit organization, our incorporation. So we decided that it couldn't be sent email, so we would have to take it. So we made the forms and we signed them, and then we got in the truck and we headed up to Tagbilaran. And then halfway, what happened?
Yeah, we went to Tagbilaran, and then halfway we received another message from Ariel and says that it needs an articles of bylaws. Aside from the endorsement, there's an articles of bylaws, and I said,
so a second requirement.
Yeah, we're already halfway, right? Because at first, when we were here, I said to Terence, can you just send to Facebook the letter? And my thinking is, if Ariel just show it to the in charge, the letter, but he says it needs to be formal letter, so that's why we drive there. So when we're halfway, we received that needs an articles of bylaws. So I said to Terence, let's go. Let's talk to the.
Well, we're already an hour and a half.
Yeah.
We're an hour and a half on the way. Okay, so we
went to the BIR. So we went there, and then I says to that woman in the front row that we need to comply we need to put up a non-stock non-profit incorporations because we wanted to put because it's one of the requirements to go to the SEC. For registration,
that's the SEC.
The SEC, that it needs a TIN number, all the board of directors, all the members of that organizations. So the woman says, "Ma'am, I need the articles of bylaws." And I said, "Look, the articles of bylaws, because what happened now, it needs to be registered online. If you're not a walk-in, registered online, and they will provide the articles of bylaws, the other requirements that it's needed." And he said, "But ma'am, you need to have it. We cannot issue the TIN of Ariel if you don't have it." And I said, can we talk to the supervisor?
Well, tell why it was necessary for us to. Why did we think that we could do it? And online, it apparently doesn't it have a box where it says what is the TIN number?
Yeah, because I did that. I did it online, and it needs to fill up the TIN number, and you cannot proceed to the next steps if you don't have the TIN number.
One of those internet type of questionnaires, and you can't get to the next place. So then we say, okay, well, we'll have to go and get the TIN number, and when we get there and ask for the TIN number, they want the articles of
bylaws.
the bylaws, which to get that and get that on, you need to have the TIN number. Well, anyway, so then this is where my warrior princess came in and got everything done. So tell us a story.
Yeah, so we speak to the higher to the supervisor, and we said to the supervisor, look, ma'am, we need to get a TIN number of one of our board of directors in our non-profit organization to put up. And he said, okay, where's the articles of bylaws? And I said, we cannot provide that articles of bylaws because we need to register. We need to have the TIN first before we can proceed to that SEC, and then they will get the articles of bylaws because the registration now, because it needs we need to have that before we can proceed to the registration. And then the woman says, we need that. If you have that, then we can give you the TIN. And then Terence giving the the calling card.
Well, we gave our calling card, you see, and said, look, we have a YouTube. We have a YouTube channel, and we hope that you will be able to assist us in getting our non-profit so that we can continue our work. I said, what work is this? So I gave her a description of what we do and what we've been doing, and who we help and how.
And then what did she say?
She didn't visibly show any. She didn't show any great sense of impression. And she said, she looked at the card like this and said, is this a scam?
Is this not a scam? And he said, no.
No, it's not.
You look on the videos.
So anyway, Beth then came up with a suggestion which she made to the lady. The lady was being very, very nice, by the way. So she came up with a suggestion. She said, look, we can't go home now just all that way back to Taliban, 3 hours, and then 3 hours back and 3 hours back. So the woman said, well, what you need then, if you haven't got the bylaws, what you need then is a signed affidavit from your attorney saying that you are bona fide. So we're thinking of all of the travel and all of the time and seeing that attorney that's flaked on us. And without saying anything about that to the lady, Beth said, how about if we find us here in Tagbilaran an attorney and get what you've just asked for. And the woman said, well, okay, but she didn't think we could do it, but she didn't know Beth. She said, well, if you can convince an attorney that you are bona fide and get him to sign an affidavit and bring it back, we'll give you the paper that you need. That you can have the TIN number.
Yeah, and I said to the woman, ma'am, can you consider us? Can you look on the? Can you consider us? We're in YouTube.
So Beth actually recommends to this woman that she go and look at our YouTube.
We're in YouTube, ma'am. Can you just consider us? You know, and we just follow the articles of bylaws. But she's very good, and she just says that just give us the draft, and once you get the draft, we're gonna give you the TIN. Right. So we left. We find an attorney, and then we went to the attorney, and then we explained to the attorney what is our problem. And then I said to the attorney, can you just make us a draft, attorney, that we're non-stock, non-profit, you know? Because, you know, just make a little, just a draft about it. You know, we don't, you know, and then the attorney says, it needs to be signed by 5 members, all the members should sign before I sell it, you know? And I said, so I just said to the attorney that, can you just notarize these papers that we are the chairman, and we Ariel, my nephew, is the one of the board member, and he said, okay, I can do that. Can you just give us your IDs, the 2 of you?
Yeah. So actually, she didn't do what was asked.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't. Because in order to give a signed affidavit saying that we were bona fide members of this corporation to be, we would have to show, well, we had our ID, but she would have to make a statement that actually she couldn't actually notarize because it wouldn't strictly be true. So we had our authorization that was for Ariel to get his thing, which said
That
to whom it may
Ariel-
concern.
Yeah, that Ariel
Right.
also, we have to what do you call that, notarize that Ariel is our corporate secretary, and we are on process. So she do that, but the bylaws that is needed, that was been asking for us to comply, she cannot do it because it needs to be signed by the board members complete, and it should be drafts from the SIEC.
But then the lady said that she would settle for a draft showing the bylaws. Well, anyway, we went to a lot of trouble. We got the attorney.
And then Terence says that this document is still not enough. We just need to go home. And I said to Terence, no, we need to go back to the BIR, showing these papers that been notarized by the attorney, even if it's not the one. And then if the lady there in the BIR says, I told you it's bylaws, and then we just say, okay, I thought this is enough. So I said that I convinced the Terence that we're going back to the BIR, and then when we go back to the BIR, the lady that the supervisor, look at our papers, there's no bylaws there that is needed, and then she said, okay, let him sign, and it's okay. And I said,
so in fact, what happened was, and this is what Beth believes, she actually went on the business card that I gave her, and she must have gone and quietly looked at our YouTube channel, which is what you're on right now. And really, the whole purpose of her refusing to do what we asked was that she wanted to know that we were real.
Yeah, we're
that
real.
we actually were
Existing.
who and what we said we were. And Beth's guess at what happened does make sense. If the lady did look and she saw some of the things that we've done and what we're doing, and some of the various stuff about being in touch with the DSWD and all of that, and that would have been enough if she was willing to be reasonable, I guess, to assume that we were what we said we were. And so she just smiled and said, Go now. Isn't that what she said?
yeah, okay now.
She
so
said,
I said
"Okay,
to
go now."
Terence when we're in the truck, I said, it's really we thought that it will not happen, but it's the guidance, the blessings, too much.
Yeah. So we got what we needed in
We're
order
very
for
grateful to heaven.
Anna Maria, who is the Village of Hope's liaison officer, and she's now doing this as a commission for us, and she will be able to go to Cebu tomorrow to the SEC, which is the
Security and Exchange Commission.
Right. Now that's the next step. So we believe that we've got what we need now to go to the next step. When we get through at the SEC, then we go back to the BIR again with the next form that has to be done.
Yeah.
And that's as far as we are right now, isn't it?
Yeah. So we're hoping everything will be quickest as possible, so we could go back on our housing projects, and at the same time we could because there's a lot of there's some requests about medical issues, but we cannot videos it because of we're limited exposure.
Well, we can't. We're keeping our agreement with the DSWD, and we're trying our best on that. When it comes to things where it's our money, and we have the choice as citizens to help somebody, a friend, somebody from the congregation of the church, then obviously we're going to do that. And but what we will make sure is that we do not try to solicit funds, and that's the main issue here. So
again, it's been a long day, traveled from here going to Tagbilaran, and then we've just been grateful that our travel is doing well, because we thought that because of that articles of bylaws we cannot get it, but always been, it's just a pray.
Well, we went there a little bit apprehensive anyway, because we went in the Little Red, which we've been having so many troubles with lately that we didn't have a whole lot of confidence in going. But we were very fortunate. It behaved wonderfully. It got us there and got us back without any problems, no overheating, no malfunctions. And so certainly wasn't the comfortable ride that it is when we go in the Blue, but then it wouldn't have been a ride at all if we'd been depending on the Blue. We were supposed to have the yesterday, I think it was, we were supposed to have the guy come and actually work on the truck and take out the axle. He wasn't able to do that, which I mentioned in another video, but we will get that done. Hopefully I'll go and pick him up and maybe get him up here tomorrow, and he can work on the Blue. And then the next time that we go up to Tagbilaran, it will be to get a replacement axle. I think we're going to see if it needs to be the entire axle that gets replaced. But we'll find out when we get there. We'll go to a company called Tabil, which has been very good and was really excellent the last time that we needed to go and get an axle. And that is my wife screaming at the top of her voice. Actually, it's not the top. She can go a lot louder than that. So we're going to have dinner. Gosh, late dinner tonight, 8:30. But anyway, thanks for watching and thanks for being with us in this trip of ours. It's great to have you. We are now doing incredibly well on the next leap on our subscribers, and we hope you'll stay with us for that. Bye for now.